Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Essence, and in this video, I want to talk about a question, a mystery, that I'm sure I'm not the only one to have. So, for those of you who are actually spiritual people, who dive into magic and or mysticism, definitely you believe in ghosts or, the existence of an afterlife. We know that ghosts exist. We know that spirits are both in the afterlife and also here in this physical world. We know that there are multiple levels to the astral. We know that. Actually, a lot of people out there may have actually seen them. Personally, I've never seen an actual spirit, but I have heard about them and I've had some weird stuff happen to me. And of course, I did do spiritual story times on those instances. Well, here's something that's been rattling in my brain for a long while. Why don't we ever encounter spirits of dinosaurs or cavemen? There's never been any instance of a caveman spirit or seeing a dinosaur ghost, a phantom dinosaur. Now, we all know the instance of Otzi the Iceman, who supposedly had a curse around him, as a lot of people actually think pretty much everyone who has been in contact with him has had something bad happen to them. And it's quite possible that his spirit might still be around. It's possible, and he's angry because he died in such a violent way. They said he died from an arrow being shot into his body. And it's quite possible. Or it could be superstition, you never know. Some people like to chalk a lot of bad luck up to curses all the time, and it's not always the case, but we never actually see with our physical eye such spirits. Okay, so I'm going to break this down. So, for dinosaurs were animals. They were animals on this earth for a very long time, evolving constantly. They survived over millions of years. And even after the dinosaurs came about, there were prehistoric animals that came after them that were not dinosaurs, but were just as similar as dinosaurs, like Megalania, the giant Komodo dragon of Australia. But that's the thing. While they did die in a traumatic fashion. I mean, asteroid hits the Earth, the wave comes through and evaporates all of them, and the rest of them die slowly of starvation and end up just dying because the sun's blocked out, things die. A lot of things happened. They did die in a traumatic fashion. However, like a lot of animals, most animals do not really have a full connection to this world. They don't cling to it like domestic animals might. Because there has been a lot of instances of domestic animals dying, and their owners either seeing them or having strange things happen. Like there was a story I heard about where a family's cat had died, and the young daughter had still been seeing the cat, was petting it, could still see it, and she was wondering why her parents couldn't see it. And this was a teenage daughter. It was actually in Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, and it was a true story. And they had called a psychologist to the house to find out what was wrong, and she had actually picked up the invisible animal, was petting it, and the psychologist said, "Well, let me take a picture of you." And she took a picture, and there it was, the cat. The cat showed up on the image. Cats and dogs and other pets who are actually given love in this life by humans have a lot more they have a strong connection. They build that connection, almost like with parent and child. That love is very strong. At least you hope it would be. So if they should pass on, of course, they might stay around, not only because they might not have known that they have died, but also because that connection to with love, that love connection keeps them there. People have seen past lovers spirits still hang around. People have seen past, like, children that have passed that are still around. They've seen domestic animals like cats and dogs, even birds and other such things. They still see remnants of them. And that clings them to this world. It's a purpose. Have you ever heard that a lot of ghosts stay behind because they have unfinished business, or because they still have some sort of connection to this world? That is a connection to this world that will keep them from passing on. Dinosaurs did not have that. Dinosaurs, they would have killed you. Even the herbivores, they didn't have that connection. The cavemen that may have encountered such things, because there have been a lot of legends and drawings by humans where they depict dragons and creatures that resemble a lot of dinosaurs, so it may be clear that dinosaurs may not have died off all the way as we may have thought. You've never heard of an instance of a human domesticating a dinosaur, right? It's because it didn't happen. It did not happen. So I believe that when they did die, they moved on. They moved on to the spirit world, and that was it. There was nothing. They were basically acting on survival in the world. They were eating to survive. They were sleeping in protected spaces to survive. They were doing everything in their power to survive. There was no real need or connection to stay on Earth. So, which is why we don't see any dinosaurs. As for cavemen, okay, so cavemen may have had a family unit. We don't know much about early cavemen and Neanderthals, but I believe they did work together. They did, care about each other in some way. They may have shown acts of affection. Well, I think they would have, because they kept breeding. But I don't feel like the connection was strong enough to actually keep them there. They had no real belief. We don't exactly know if they had any sort of religious or spiritual beliefs. Of course, it was way back before even Christianity, but it was before based religion was actually a thing. But we don't know if they ever believed in anything, what their language was. Did they have a language? We don't know none of that. There were cave drawings, yes, but no written language. So I don't really think they even could understand spiritually what that all was. Now, it's possible that those cavemen spirits have already reincarnated. A lot of people in this world have reincarnated a long, long time ago from cavemen. I do not know if I have such a past life. I find cavemen and Neanderthals interesting, but I don't really feel like a connection, so I'm not sure if I even have that. But it was an interesting topic to me, that why don't we ever see cavemen spirits? Why don't we ever see dinosaur spirits? And this is why I think it is, because there was no real connection or need to stay in this world. I don't think that cavemen had any aspirations, really. They didn't have goals that kept them to this life. I don't think they felt a need to stay in this world. They didn't have jobs to go to. They didn't have, like, a dream job. They didn't have, like, a life to build. They didn't have a house that they wanted to build. They were merely acting on survival, just like the dinosaurs were. You can see the jack-o'-lantern hanging. But yes, they were merely acting on survival, just like the dinosaurs were. And I think because of that, there was nothing to actually force them, or a desire for them to cling to this world, to stay here. And that's what I think. Let me know down in the comments what you think on this topic, because it was a very interesting topic to me, and I felt like I had to make a video about it because it is an interesting topic. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Follow me on X, and I will have a link to my account down in the description. and have a blessed day, everyone.